For anyone that has been in business long enough, you know that when we have periods of economic uncertainty, those downturns can be mind-blowing. But I am here to tell you that there is always hope and there is light at the end of that tunnel. With proper planning, you can be assured that you will come out on the other side successfully. I'm going to tell you how to do that and more in this week's episode of The Secrets of the 1%. Welcome to The Secrets of the 1%. I am Amelia Thomas, Managing Partner of Empire Capital Ventures. We help first-generation millionaires generate 9 figures in wealth through advanced tax planning and wealth management. We just came through an unprecedented time of economic upheaval in our country due to COVID. And while the pandemic is waning, it is a stark reminder that we need to be prepared for economic turmoil at all times. So in this episode of The Secrets of the 1%, we're going to focus on just that for both W-2 employees and business owners. What can we do to make sure we're set up for the worst possible outcome? You can purchase life insurance outside of the workplace. Perhaps the biggest reason to look at purchasing your own life insurance during this time is the fact that you will lose your coverage if your employment situation changes. When you have a deadly outbreak, such as COVID-19, no one should take a chance on not having proper insurance coverage. As a personal story, I can't recall anyone that I know dying of the flu. However, I know of at least 6 people who have lost loved ones due to COVID within a 6-week time frame. With African Americans being disproportionately affected, we simply cannot rely only on the life insurance coverage provided through our place of employment. It literally costs less than $40 per month for a policy safety net for your loved ones. In addition, it is even more critical for small business owners to have a personal insurance policy that you own personally and you can control. Number 2, establish a backup plan for healthcare. Right now, it's more important than ever to understand the benefits and costs of COBRA health insurance. COBRA will help you by providing job-based health coverage if you are laid off or if your hours have been reduced to the point that you are no longer eligible for group benefits. Anyone can ask their HR department about the prices of COBRA coverage, and it should not raise any red flags, as it is common for people to know this information even when there is no threat present to their job stability. Number 3, meet with your financial advisor. There has never been a better time to meet with your financial advisor to get a clear picture of how all of your assets should be positioned during this time. A good financial advisor will help you make a sensible decision to protect and grow your assets and investments while the markets are volatile. A thorough advisor is going to be concerned with not just your investments, they would also be concerned with your liquidity position, your debts, and if other people depend on your income outside of your primary residence. If you don't have a financial advisor just yet, and you have assets in the stock market or you are near retirement within the next 7 years, now is the time to start looking for one. Number 4, reduce expenses. This should go without saying. During severe economic turmoil, we should all cut back on discretionary spending. These are things that you can get by without. For example, gym memberships or monthly subscriptions that are easy enough to cancel and restart again once the economy is more stable. I would also encourage you to download the last 3 months of bank statements and jot down every discretionary expense. Reevaluate whether those are necessary. I bet you may even find a subscription or 2 that you didn't even realize that you were still paying. If you're struggling financially, you should contact all of your creditors and lenders and make them aware of the situation. Reaching out to them very early in advance will mean that you can make the most out of the options before the situation worsens. In some cases, they will agree to waive certain fees like ATMs, overdrafts, late fees, and could even allow you to delay, adjust, or skip some payments. The same may not apply for your car note or student loans. Mortgage companies are even offering deferred payments, but be aware. It may require a balloon payment at the end of the deferment. A balloon payment in all cases is when all of the deferred payments are due at one time. Therefore, If your mortgage payment is $1,250 and you were allowed to defer your mortgage for 90 days, at the fourth month, you will owe $5,000 instead of the monthly payment of $1,250. If your mortgage company does not offer any repayment options, you will be faced with a foreclosure. Number 5, increase your cash reserves. Should the worst happen, it's recommended that you have enough savings to be able to support yourself for a few months. If you don't have a significant amount of savings or simply want to build more, use the money from reducing your discretionary spending to increase your cash reserves. In addition, consider placing a portion of your retirement assets that you can access into a cash position if it makes sense financially. Lastly, and I realize that it may seem counterproductive, but it may be wise to draw down on existing lines of credit. But don't do anything without speaking to your financial advisor first. As a business owner, you have no one to fall back on but yourself for financial security. During severe economic turmoil, it can be incredibly worrisome as the future of your business and employees becomes unclear. So as a business owner, what can you do? You can establish a contingency plan. It's all too easy to go about business without ever giving a second thought to a contingency plan. Most businesses don't think about worst case scenario until it's too late to have a fighting chance. If you haven't already, you should establish a contingency plan for moving locations or transacting business differently. For most businesses, having a virtual storefront is often cheaper than a physical one. Here are some other options to consider while building a contingency plan. What happens if your employees are not able to work yet business is still open? What happens if you have an agency model and a contractor is not able to finish a portion of a larger assignment? What happens if you can't reach the client? Do you know how to contact the next person in charge? What happens if you start to experience problems with your merchant accounts and you are unable to reach a live representative? What happens if your suppliers are overseas and they have also been impacted by the economic turmoil and are unable to meet your existing deadlines? The next tip is to meet with an HR specialist. Laying off employees is never easy and not a decision to be taken lightly. There might be ways for you to furlough them or give them a temporary leave until the economic uncertainty passes and your business can resume as usual. In addition, working with an HR specialist can help you navigate the terrain that follows as it relates to unemployment compensation or other issues that could lead to litigation regarding wrongful termination. Ideally, you would want this person to be local, as they would probably be best suited to understand how your local and state labor laws work. A cash flow forecast is a plan of how money moves in and out of your business. Being able to forecast will make budgeting during severe economic turmoil a lot easier. Knowing exactly how much money is moving through your business will give you a clearer picture and enable you to make better financial decisions. As a business, you should also contact all creditors and lenders as early as possible to determine options in the event of financial difficulty. It's much better to be aware of the support being offered before you find yourself in a position where you desperately need assistance. During such severe economic turmoil, while banks and various levels of government will offer solutions to help keep the economy afloat, it is your responsibility to protect your legacy and your credit so that you can recover as swiftly as possible. I have only covered the basics here, and I know you want to know more secrets, but you need to be an insider to find out. If you want to go deeper, head over to weeklywealthreport.com or scan the QR code on your screen. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amelia Thomas, and see you for the next episode of The Secrets of the 1%.
The Convo, your home for conversations on Black entrepreneurship and wealth, available on your favorite platforms.